Hello everyone, so today I'm going to do my top 5 Minecraft features that were actually removed or just simply never added, but like they talked about adding them. Um, so let's start from number 5. So at number 5 we have the rose flower. I mean this was a thing that we had in Minecraft for years and years and years. Uh, First added like way back on one of the first updates ever, but then it was removed in 1.7 because they decided to add a lot of new flowers. And this is really sad because it was such a good part of Minecraft. It was like a really iconic part of Minecraft. I mean, it was a small little block, but like a tiny little item no one really cared about. But it's so annoying that they removed it. I personally think they should have just kept it, but just added the new flowers. To be honest, no one really cares about the new flowers, but still, I still miss this rose flower. I wish they would add it back. But yeah. I mean, it isn't really the coolest thing ever, and I mean, I have a lot of other cool features here on the list, and there's a lot of things that were actually gonna be on the list, but like, that are probably cool features, but I just missed this thing. It's more like a nostalgic thing about this Minecraft item, but yeah, I mean, of course, we have had other things that were never added, stuff like that, or just removed that is cooler than this, but it was there for so long and it has like its own story. So I mean, it's just sad that they removed it. But yeah, so let's see what number 4 is. So at number 4 we have the fish mob. This was actually never added to the game, but Notch wanted to add this back in I think it was 2011. So but he never added it because he had like problems with animating it or something like that. Which is quite sad. I mean, later on in Minecraft 1.7, they added pufferfish and clownfish and salmon and all that. But like, it would have been a really cool feature with a fish mob. You could actually like kill and it would drop a fish. It would have been a really cool feature, and I wish they had actually added it. Yeah, I mean, but they're probably never gonna add a fish mob. I mean, because Dinnerbone doesn't really want them to add a fish mob. I don't really know why, to be honest, but it's would be a really cool thing, and I think most Minecraft players want them to add it. So yeah, I mean, of course we have the squids and we have the guardians, but they're not really the same. But yeah, so let's see what number 3 is. So at number 3 we have the pigman. This was actually supposed to have been the creatures that would live in the villages. But instead they went with villagers, I mean I'm glad they went with villagers, because I think they're better in some ways than pigmen. But it would have been really cool if they had added them, especially because like, what are the zombie pigmen? They're pigmen zombies, but we don't have a pigman, so yeah. I mean, it would have been cool. They could still add a mob. I mean, I don't know if it had to live in a village. They could always do it like in a random pigman house or something like that. At some point, well, like a randomly generating structure that was like a pigman hut or something. That would be quite cool. But yeah, just never added. They just never added it, and it would have been a cool feature. But of course, it was replaced by the villagers. So, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. I mean, there's a couple of good parts about the thing that they, well, the fact that they didn't add it. But yeah. So let's move on to number 2. So at number 2 we have the sky dimension. This would have been really cool. Was actually the original idea for the end, but well, just never happened. Yeah. So we in a parallel universe there might be like a sky dimension instead of the end, and I mean I like the end and stuff, but it would be cool if they added this as a dimension because it is a really cool idea. I think it would be a bit like the ether from that mod, if you've heard about that. Yeah, it's quite an old mod, but yeah, I think the idea was to basically add the ether into vanilla. Well, it would have been quite similar to the ether in quite a lot of ways, but yeah, it just was replaced by the end. Just, they never added it into a full update or pre-release or anything, so um. Yeah, we don't actually know that much about what it would have been like, just that it would have looked something like what you see on screen right now, and it probably would have featured dragons or something. So yeah, probably could have featured like an Ender dragon or something. We don't know. We might never know actually. But yeah, it would have been a cool dimension, and I still hope they would add like a sky dimension. Would be quite awesome. Um, yeah. So let's see what number one is. At number one, we have the Steve Mob. This was actually originally in the game for quite a long time. It was originally added in the second update of Minecraft ever. You can actually go back and play that right now and meet the Steve Mob. It was removed later on into 2010 because, well, the first Steve version was just this guy that was running around. Later on, he was changed a bit, so you could summon him if you pressed G, and he would be like basically a zombie with a different skin, with Steve's skin, and he wouldn't have like the arms, the zombie arms. Um, yeah, it would have been really cool if we had a Steve Mob. And I mean, a Steve Mob is always something I've really wanted in the game because we have the villagers and stuff, but we don't have like a player like NPC. And we had that for a while, but of course he wasn't. He was still in. It was in the early days of Minecraft. So like you pressing G and him appearing out of nowhere, isn't really the greatest idea. But like the idea of a Steve Mob is really good. I would personally like it if they had like a Steve Mob that would summon, that would spawn in like randomly generated villages, and you could probably if you attacked him, he'd probably kill you, or they would probably kill you. But if you just like went hostile to them, you could like be friends with them, and they could like tame them with gold ingots or something like that. That would be quite cool. We're probably never gonna see that in vanilla Minecraft. Of course, you can always install mods and stuff, and like the millionaire mode or something like that, because it basically does that. But yeah, it would have been awesome if we had a Steve Mob, and we did have a Steve Mob for a while, but he was later removed. I hope you enjoyed this list. I'll make another video soon. So that's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye, everyone.